back for another edition. And today I want to talk about one of these games I call ghost games because they're games that I buy that I never seem to get to play. So they sit on my shelf like a ghost because I don't want to get rid of them. I want to play them, but I can't find anybody to play. And this one is a particular favorite because of the subject matter. And it was produced in 1982, and it's called Gangbusters. Now, the picture I show you here on the left, that's the original box set. That's what I have. Now, the picture on the right I will get to in a moment. But the picture below, which is almost the same thing, this is what they call the third edition of Gangbusters, which is basically the box set and this in one book. That's hard to find. I have the box set. As a matter of fact, the box set looks something like this. What you get is you get a playable module, short one, rule book, maps, and chits. I really want to play this game because it's all about the 20s and the 30s, particularly during Prohibition. So you got the gangsters, you got the police, you got the Prohibition agents, you got FBI, you got gangsters, like I said, and reporters, private eyes, all that kind of good stuff that I love. If you ever seen any good gangster movies like Scarface or Public Enemy or something like that, it's great. Great to play it. I'd love to play it. And you can find it, but it's a little hard to find. Like I said, it was done in 1982 by Mr. Rick Krebs for TSR. And it's a D10-based system. Very simple skill system. It doesn't even really deal with skills. It's more like, here's your shooting skill, here's your punching skill, here's your driving skill, and you go with it. And it's kind of like they've got systems for car chases in there. They got systems for fist fights, for gun fights, the usual stuff. And what's interesting about this is very simple rule set, easy rule set. And most of the book is taken up with, you get experience, like if you're in a fantasy role-playing game, you get part of the experiences, at least of the old school ones, is from treasure. Well, about 2/3 of this book tells you what you can make in the 1920s as far as money, because it gives you too. So it gives like a private eye's average salary, a successful one, or a reporter salary, or a cop on the beat salary, a prohibition agent's and FBI salary, but it also gives you criminal activities and how much a criminal can expect to make in a year doing what he's doing and how high up he is, because this is a class level system, basically. Because, the bigger level, the higher up you get. But the thing is, you can play the law, you can play the crooks. It don't matter. It's all good. I had to rethink a few things. It took a long time for me to figure this out because I had it drilled into my head from day one, old school, that you don't split the party. Well, if you have a party of like two criminals, two say, detectives, a prohibition agent, and a reporter, well, if they've got something to solve, they're going to go investigate their own things and hopefully to come together. And with the criminals, they're playing the other side of the fence. So I was going, how do I keep track of all these people? But it works. It really does, because the onus is on the player. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, here's your situation. What are you doing? So it's not like, okay, I go off and I look at this part of the dungeon while they're over here. You got to find out what he's doing. But it stays together. It's a good game. It's a good game. I also wanted to mention that a friend of mine, Mr. Mark Hunt, is actually now actively putting out more supplemental material for Gangbusters. Here is some of his stuff. They're Gangbusters compatible, as it says down here. The top one is Welcome to Rock Ridge. The second one, and these are all out already. Second one is Joe's Diner, which is a great place for your characters to hang out and, deal. It's a great base if you want, where everybody meets. And the bottom one is an adventure called The Time a Tree Saved My Life. It's not very long, but it's kind of interesting. And these aren't, except for like Rock Ridge, these aren't very long. They give you enough to go on, you know, plot hooks, things like that. He's got more coming out. He also wants to do a limited edition box set for what he calls, you know, for supplements for Gangbusters. Gangbusters' primary area in the game is what they call Lakefront City, which is basically Chicago with the numbers filed off. He is developing Rock Ridge, which is about 50 miles northeast, I think he said, of Chicago, which is a steel town, which probably makes it like, well, you know, up in the, you know, Detroit area, that kind of thing. And so you got two areas you can develop there. And, you know, if you really get into it, it's a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun. I that this kind of stuff I eat up. I really do. I just wish I could play it once in a while. Maybe I get an online game or something like that. That'll really be nice. But let me recommend that. That's Gangbusters. Oh, and that other thing I was telling you up here. I said this is this and this together. The bottom one is the left and right one together. What the right one is the first module they ever published called Trouble Brewing. And what it is it gives you, it's not really much of a module, it's more of a sandbox. It gives you Lakefront City, because Lakefront City, you get the maps and stuff in the box. You know, you get the maps like that in the box, but you don't get, you know, like the NPCs, the layout, and it comes with a map too. And the third edition put that in there. So if you've got the box set, which is easier to find than the book, look for GB1 Trouble Brewing. It was written by Tom Moldvay. To tell you the quality right there, if you know your TSR, and you know, go out there and find it. And that's all I got right now. So we will see you, and of course, you know, drop me a line at oldmangrognard@gmail.com. Tell me if you got it, if you like it, and you know, I'm not above reading emails on this, so you know, give me your questions for whatever. But until next time, bye-bye.